Welcome to Lashify Live. I'm Michaela. I'm a pro educator and content creator here at Lashify. And today I'm going to unbox the LED Control Kit for you. And then we're going to use 4 cartridges of Gossamers and some varying styles, Fluffies and Cs, so you can see what you can get when you get an LED Control Kit. So welcome in, everybody. If you are new here, we are Lashify. We are the patented at-home DIY lash extension system. We are the inventors of the Underlash lash extension system. And I'm just glad to be here. It's a good Monday. It's a good Monday. So if you are new and you have any questions at all, please ask them down in the comments. We have Tori here to help, so she'll be able to moderate as we go along. If I don't answer it, if Tori doesn't answer it, just ask again. We're totally here to help. But first and foremost, I want to show you the LED Control Kit and what comes inside. So here it is. It comes in this beautiful silky hard foam case. This is our LED Control Kit. It just came out this past year. And when you open it up inside, it's got these nice magnetic closures that open and close. This is amazing for travel. It's amazing to have if you're in like a dark lit space but want to do your lashes. You have on top here your wandums. These are your silicone coverings for your wand. So it's specifically designed to go over the wand to help with a wider fuse, to help with stickiness. This is your USB to USB-C charging cord. Hello, Debbie. Welcome in. And this is what you're going to use to charge your LED Control Kit. So then down here, this is your LED Control Kit. I'm going to pop this out for a second and show you that you get cartridges of Gossamer storage. So you can take your cartridges of Gossamers and place them down here, like so. So that way, if you're traveling, you can put, 4 core and 4 volume if you want, anything that you want. It's really great. Then, close that up for a second, you have the LED Control Kit. So it comes in the same nice ridged plastic casing that we have. And when you open it up, everything you need is inside. So here's what the LED Control Kit looks like. This is just a frosted overlay. So you can peel this off. There's a little peely tab right here. It just gives a rundown of everything that comes in this part of the kit. You get our double-sided Whisper Light bond. So that is our bond that has black and clear. This side has a micro mascara one. This side has a precision tip. It is the same bond, same formula, just 2 different colors because they kind of work for 2 different things. And you'll see that when I go to apply on my eye. You get the Sapphire Fuse Control Wand. This is patented, hand-tooled, and you get to choose your curve. So if you have a larger or rounder eye like myself, you'll want to get the classic curve of the Fuse Control Wand. If you have a smaller eye or a little bit more of a hooded lid, you can do the petite curve, which is 10% less curve. So it flattens out just a little bit to help accommodate other eye shapes. So you get to choose what's going to be best for you and your eye shape. And then from there you have glass, which is your water resistant seal. It's optional, but we provide it. And glass is something that you're going to put along the spines of your lash map, and you can even flick it up through your lash map about 20 minutes after application, and that's going to give you a water resistant seal. So if you're showering, if you're sweating, it helps with excess stickiness. You're going to see that bead off as opposed to getting up under those lashes and may cause it to lift. Normally here is where you would pick your 2 cartridges of Gossamers, but if you're getting an LED Control Kit, you get to pick 4 Gossamers of your choice, any styles from our collection. So instead of just picking A, B, and C in 10, 12, and 14, you can pick 2 Fluffies, you can pick 2 Geminis, you can do a Fluffy, a Gemini, a Stardust, and a C. You can totally choose and customize what 4 lashes you want to come with the kit. Oh, let's show how it lights up. Wait a minute. The pièce de résistance. Hold on. Boop. And then it lights up. Look at that. And the Lashify lights up and then everything around it. If you hold your finger on it, you can dim it. Hold your finger down again on it. You can brighten it back up and then tap it again and it turns off. Beautiful. And the charging cord takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours for a full charge. And mine stays charged for like a little over a week, which I think is amazing. So that is our LED Control Kit. So say I just purchased the LED Control Kit and I wanted to do a volume lash map. So that's what we're going to work on today. So volume lash map, I'm going to do core Gossamers on my inner and outer corners because I have less lash hairs there. So I want something a little bit lighter on the inner and outer corners. And then in the middle, we're going to do Fluffies. So Fluffies they have the same curl as the C, about the same fiber thickness as the C, but they're multi-dimensional. So you'll see almost 2 layers of the fibers of the Gossamers. Let's pull out our Fluffies here so I can show you. It looks like so. So if it's on the side there, you see that? It was the first volume Gossamer I ever used. These have my heart. I love Fluffies. Like, I really love Fluffies. So I'm excited to use these today. So I'm thinking we'll do like a 12 and a bunch of 14s in the Fluffies. And then on the inner and outer corner, we'll do C10s and a C12. So it'll anchor with a core Gossamer, so that way it's not too heavy. It'll look seamless. It'll look really cool. So let's start with prepping. Any questions about the LED control kit before I move on, by the way? Let me know. Let me know. So to start and prep, we are going to use our pre-cleanse. Perfect. And that is right here. Ah, it went away. I want to make sure it pops up at the bottom so you guys got it. Awesome. So pre-cleanse is our Japanese cleansing water. You can use this to tone your skin. You can use it to prep your lashes prior to application. You can use it while your lashes are on as well to help clean any bacteria or whatnot off during, the week. I like to wipe it on my lids because my lids get oily, and then I take a little Q-tip and go right along the lashes, on the spines, inner and outer corners, maybe when I wake up kind of thing. Yes. Oh, you have Fluffies on. Oh, yes. Love that. Love that. We love it. So I'm going to prep with this by taking my fluffer tool. I'm just going to, there's a hair on it. I'm sorry. I'm just going to dip that right into my pre-cleanse. Tap off any excess, and then we're going to go right in and start fluffing at the lashes just to make sure that there's nothing on there. You don't want any old bond, any makeup, for instance. You don't want anything that's going to keep you from putting these lashes on properly. So just bringing some pre-cleanse through it is perfect. And what I love about this fluffer tool is that it's reusable. Can you hear it? It's like a little metal. So you can disinfect this, clean it, cap it. You don't have to worry about waste, which I love. Boom. Perfect. Okay. And then we're going to take our blow tool. Best $7 I've ever spent. And we're going to use this to make sure that we get all of the pre-cleanse nice and dry. So the key with the blow tool is that it just gives a directional puff of air to the eye so that everything speeds up drying time. This works for pre-cleanse. It works if your lashes get wet. It works for your bonds when you're going in to apply. So the blow tool it's really amazing for that reason. Awesome. So now let's bond. Inside your LED control kit, you're going to get the double-sided Whisper Light bond like I was talking about. The side here with the black text, that's your micro mascara wand side. The side here with the white text, this is your side that goes from white to clear. I always start with the black because it has the micro mascara wand, and this is going to darken my lashes so that they match the fiber of the black fluffies. And I'm just going to do nice light coats from root to end because my lashes are shorter. They're really, really curly. So I just like to make sure that it coats it to kind of evenly lift and separate all of my lashes, like so. These guys like to become friends here. So I always got to make sure I lift and separate a little bit. I say like 6 to 8 swipes is a really good rule of thumb. See that? They kind of, I don't know. This is where your precision tool comes in. This is our double-sided precision comb. This side up here, call it our dental instrument, our dental pick. I like to gently take this and make sure that I can like separate any of my lashes after I put bond on. There it goes. It's amazing. Be very, very careful. I can't express that enough. Like, just be really careful as you're moving those out. Okay, so now that we have our bond on, let's take our blow tool and we're going to give this a nice puff because we want to make sure that our bond gets tacky. The key with our bonds is to layer them and let them get tacky. If I don't let this get tacky for 30 seconds or so, it's just going to slip inside when I go to put the Gossamers on. If it has a nice stick and grip, then the lashes are going to have a nice stick and grip, you know? Okay, and then after our first coat of bond, we're going to go back in with that same micro mascara wand side, and this time we're just going to give this a nice fluff and wiggle right at the root of my lash. The reason for wiggling at the base is the spines of my Gossamer sit there, so that's where I want the most amount of hold and grip with our bond. So just give that a nice wiggle right at the base. Perfect, and this is right from the bond straight in the LED control kit, which you can shop right below. I'm going to close that up and then go again and make sure it gets nice and tacky. Awesome. Perfect. Okay, tacky test. You can take your finger and press this up against your lashes, and if you get a little stick, yeah, we're getting there. It's tacky. If you need to take your blow from there and make sure you get a little bit more air, totally fine too. No shame in that. Perfect. Now, for the third layer of bond, we are going to take our Whisper Light Clear and just make a nice guideline across the lashes. So we're going to lift the eye 1 to 2 millimeters from the waterline and just dab in dots like so. Making this in clear helps because it's just going to dry down clear. It's not going to add more of the black Whisper Light to your lashes, and it creates just a really nice cushion and guideline to know that like it's about the 1 to 2 millimeter mark for where your lashes should be when they sit when you go in to apply. While this dries from white to clear, we're going to take our Gossamers and lay them out on our lash pad. These are our lash pads. This is the mini. Love this for travel. This is the full size. Love them both equally. They're great. The key with these is that they have like a silicone stickiness to them. So when you go to lay your lashes out, it's got something to lay on instead of having it blow away, which is huge for me. It's huge. So I have some fluffy 12s. So we're going to lay those out. I'm going to take my finger. I'm going to grip onto the whole lash and then just pull it out like so. Lay it down. The key for that with using the pads of my fingers is that I can get all the lash fibers when I go to take it out. If I try to do it with my wand, it's a no-go. The wand, it can pull, it can kind of manipulate a little bit. Just gotta grab my wand. So you don't want it to manipulate the spines or the fibers, and then you go to pull it out and you break a Gossamer lash, right? That's no help at all. So I'm gonna use our sapphire wand today. My birthstone. When's your birthday? Tell me your birthday. Anyways, so we're gonna do F12, and then let's do some F14s. Let's do 3 F14s. So again, just taking my finger, pulling out the Gossamer like so, laying it down on the lash pad, and let's do 3 for each eye. 2, 3, and 3. Perfect. So right now, as you can see, we have so far 12s and 14s in our lash pad. And then we're going to do, let's do a C10 on the inner corner and a C12 on the outer corner. So C's, these are one of our core Gossamers. They have a really nice lift and curl just like the Fluffy, so I like to anchor each side with a C. So we're gonna do a 12, or a 10 and a 10, excuse me. And then we're gonna do 12s on the outer corner. So the 12s go up in millimeter length, they're just a little bit longer. We're gonna do those on the outer corners. And that should be our lash map. If I wanna add an extra F14 in there, we can, so we'll just see as we go. My bond's gone from white to clear, so I know we're good to go in and apply. And I think we're ready to go. Okay, cool. So let's take our mirror. We're going to hold this down so that I'm looking down into the mirror so I can see my lashes. 1 to 2 millimeters from my waterline. Oh, Debbie, I didn't know that. Should have known. I should have known. That's amazing. September babies are the best. Just saying. It's fine. It's fine. Then we're going to take our first F12. I'm going to grab my Gossamer towards the top. And the reason for that is so the curve is facing you and the spine of the Gossamer hits first. I'm going to look down into my mirror, 1 to 2 millimeters from my waterline. I do this so I can see the underside of my lash better, and boom, and pop it right on there. Now, something I must say about the Fluffies is that they have a really big curl, but the spine also, you want to be, you know, mindful of that. So I place mine more on that 2 millimeters up from the waterline just for comfort. You really want to make sure that they feel comfortable. Then from there, we're going to go in with our 3/14. So now we're going up in millimeter size. So I'm going to take my Fluffy 14. I'm looking down, and I'm just going to overlap corner to corner ever so slightly, and boom. And look at how it just adds the multi-dimension of the fibers. It's really nice. I love Fluffies. You're going to take our next 14 again, look down, just overlap at the corners, and boom. And it just sticks right on there. It's great. If you want to make sure that they don't budge at all, if you're a little worried about that, middle and pointer finger in front, thumb in the back. I got blood on my finger. Right. Oh, right, Debbie. Yes. And then we're going to take this and do what's called a spot fuse. So that's where you just take this and just fuse as you go if you need to make sure that your lashes sit in place. You don't have to worry about them moving at all. So that's a 12 and 2 14s. And then we're going to take another 14. I'm going to look down again, overlapping ever so slightly, just the corners, just so much, and then good. See, this is where I think I need one more 14 and then the 12 on the end. So we're just going to add one more 14 here. Put that on the end. and boom. So you just kind of go, I'm doing inner to outer corner. I always do my second lash first, so that way I can measure how much of my tiny little baby inner corner lash hairs are gonna hold, you know, the core Gossamer. And then I definitely have enough to overlap the 12 on the end and then still leave like 1 or 2 of my natural lash hairs out. With overlapping, this is where I take just a tiny bit of my Whisper Light Clear and I put it onto the spine of the Gossamer. Get out of here, dude. I had a clump, sorry. So that when it overlaps with the F that's already on there, it's got a little something to anchor onto, you know? Perfect. So just a tiny bit onto the spine. Make sure that it goes from white to clear. And you're good to go. Look at these fluffies. I love fluffies. Okay. If you think you have too much, I don't, but if you think you do, you can always just wipe a little bit on the back of your hand to get rid of any excess bond. But we're going to put this on the end and we're going to angle it up like so. So see how it's more parallel to the ground? It's going to give a better lift to the eye on the outer corner. I'm going to overlap it about halfway and boom. Then we're going to go in and fuse. The key with fusing is to make sure that your lashes, all the bond that you've put on your lashes and your new Gossamers all become one, all become a family. So we're going to take our fuse control wand, we're going to go over all of our Gossamers, get right down snug so that they fuse on the spines, and make sure that your fuse control wand closes about 10 seconds or so. If it gets a little sticky, blink away, no problem. And it just makes everything so much more seamless. Gosh, I love fluffies. Yes. Okay, let's put that C10 on the inner corner. So again, just taking a little bit of Whisper Light Clear and my C10, like so. Dabbing that right onto the spine. There we go. Taking my blow, make sure it gets nice and tacky, just so it finishes off the lash map there. I'm gonna overlap it about halfway, and it'll finish off the lash map in the inner corner. But look at the difference in my eyes now, with and without Gossamers. Kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Okay, cool. So let's take that C10, curl facing me. I'm gonna go about halfway. So I'm looking down so that I can overlap that Gossamer with the other fluffy, and then boom. Just gives a couple more fibers to the inner corner of that lash map. Since I already did a full fuse, I can just take my fuse control wand and do a little baby spot fuse right there if I need, and we're done. Look at that. Oh yeah. Let me wipe this off. Every week. I just use this so often that I have to remember to clean it more often, that's all. There we go. Look at that. You can see the placement. Look at the multi-dimensional curl that's on the fluffies. It's like 2 layers. It's like stacked C's that kind of are pulled. I don't know, it's just amazing. Look at that. Oh yeah. Fluffies. Awesome. I just want to fuse this down a little bit more right here. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Awesome. So that is a C10, a Fluffy 12, 4 Fluffy 14s, and then a C12 on the end. So you see how the C's just kind of anchor the inner and outer corners to keep it nice and soft. Say you didn't love like seeing any bond in the back, you can always take your little precision comb or dental pick, as I call it, and just get in there. There we go, if you needed to. And then you can always go back in with a baby fuse if you needed to as well. Beautiful. Okay, any questions about a full application, anything? I'm gonna add 2 more fluffies now, right? Because I did 2, I did 3, and I did 4, so we're gonna 2 more. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, let's do the non-dominant eye now. Same bonding technique and everything. Just think about flipping your wrist when you need to for comfort as you're working on your non-dominant side, whatever hand that may be. I'm going to start with my Whisper Light Black on this side and just start brushing through my lashes from root to end. Are the Fluffy Tame Sturdy? We only have Fluffies and Fluffy Extreme. We have Plushy and Plushy Tame. Just to clarify there for you, Julie. I mean, they are multi-dimensional. The spine is a little bit thicker for the Fluffies because it does have to hold multiple layers of those fibers, but the spine is not the same as the Plushie. But if you go to our Lashify Life Facebook group, a bunch of the community members talk about what lashes they think are like the sturdiest for lash laundry and stuff like that. But yeah, I would say that the Fluffies, they're pretty good. I think they're pretty good. I love that you do. Oh yeah, I try to do one a week. You know, sometimes I only do one eye, but I try to do one a week where I make sure you guys see both eyes, because it is a little different eye to eye when you're moving your arm and trying to find placement and everything. That depends, Julie, because like, it depends. Do you mean sturdiest in far of like fiber thickness and as far as spine goes? Talk to me a little bit. Let me know. Let me know. All right, now we're going to take that black whisper light again down in to the base of the lash and give that a full wiggle, like so. Because like E's are really sturdy, but they have a super thick fiber and a super tight curl and they're really dense. You know what I mean? Fluffies are sturdy, but it is a thinner fiber and the spines are a little bit different. A's and Stardusts are a thinner fiber, so not as sturdy. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think. I'm like going through the motions here. Gemini is the thickest fiber that we offer. That's got the PC look. That's a little bit more like a lash extension look. So those are very durable. I mean, there's a bunch of different volume Gossamers that are very sturdy, but they have completely different looks to them. Plushy and Plushy Tame are going to have more of a uniform look as far as like fiber length goes, but they have the thinnest, flattest spine of the volume Gossamers. Gemini is great, but it is the thickest fiber, but more PC. I would say most of the yeah, you know. Okay, perfect. I'm going to take my Whisper Light Clear now and do our dots right across. Boom. And boom, good to go. If you need a little more, dip it in, but I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I just want a little more right there, actually. I lied. There we go. The Plus collection, by the way, not great for reuse. They are meant to mimic your natural lashes, and they are so high-end and fine, like refined in that way, that I wear them and then you're done, you know? But when I wear C14s in pluses all the way across my eye, you would never be able to know that it wasn't just my eyelashes with a lash lift. That's how perfect and seamless the pluses are. You would never know. It's quite incredible. Okay, cool. Let's get this nice and tacky, and then we'll go in on the non-dominant side. So still, here's my wand. I do my middle and pointer finger in the front, my thumb in the back. This is what's most comfortable for me because I like to keep my elbow up when I'm working. If you prefer to have it, you know, you lift and do that way, totally fine too. More of like a traditional hold, whatever feels comfortable for you. No right or wrong in that way, just making sure you get them on. And then we're going to take our mirror and we're going to grab that fluffy 12 right towards the top so that the curl faces you. I'm going to look down, and then I'm going to look 1 to 2 millimeters from my waterline. I can see the underside of my lash. On the non-dominant eye, as I go out, I kind of tilt my head more so I can see under my lash a little bit more. And boom. Now, once this fluffy is on, I want to make sure that we're going to measure up so that they're even on each side. So the 12 juts out from my iris, and then that C10 is overlapping. This 12 is jutting out from my iris, and then that C12 will overlap, just to make sure that they're even. Then I'm going to take my next fluffy, which is a 14. I'm going to look down into my mirror again, overlapping the corners. If I like my placement, remember, boom, give it a nice little fuse. I'm going to take our next fluffy 14, curve facing me, tilting my head now a little more so I can get right up under the lash, making sure I'm applying it well, and boom. Because we let those bonds get tacky, I'm telling you, that is my biggest pointer, is they really will just get this nice stick and grip. It's not magnetic, but it's magnetic adhesion, and then it like just sticks to the PBT like super well. It's amazing. Then we're going to take the next fluffy 14. I'm going to go towards the top again. Again, see, it's just grab the next one, go, go, go. You'll also find whatever routine you like best for inner to outer corner, outer to in. Like mostly I do second lash, work my way out, inner corner last. If I'm working with Stardust, I don't know why, I just found one day that this was best for me. I always do my middle stardust first, like under the highest arch like of my brow, and then I work in and out. It just works. I don't know what it is, but it just seems to be the best for me. Maybe so like the point is in that same spot. I'm going to take my Fluffy 14, my next one. I'm going to tilt again just to make sure I'm getting on there nice and good. And boom. Oh, yeah. Oh, I haven't worn Fluffies in a minute. These are really nice. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. Okay, let's take that C12 for the outer corner now. Just to add a couple more fibers, anchor the end of that lash map, put a little Whisper Light Clear right on the spine. Ooh, I'm tacky here. Ooh, ooh. And then I'm going to take my blow tool and just make sure this dries down. But yeah, if you're looking for, like, these are beautiful wedding lashes, great vacation lashes, because they're soft in fiber, as you can see. But they give a little bit of a, you know, pack a little punch because they're a voluminous lash. They have so many fibers to them. I'm going to take that C12 on the outer corner. This is where I angle my head and then make sure I'm basically angling this lash up just so it gives that lift like we talked about. And then on dominant side, and then boom. If you don't love the placement, which I don't, you can take this lash and just gently peel it off. We haven't fused down completely yet, so it's okay to move around your lashes if you need to. Our bonds are nice and flexible, no harsh chemicals, no cyanoacrylates, no formaldehyde, so they're easy. They don't fully harden or cure, so it's easy to be able to take them off if need be and then put them back on to help, just to make sure that you love your placement. So let's fuse all these down in that inner corner. So fusing for the non-dominant eye, I still have it like I'm going to have the curve out and facing up, but now I'm just flipping my wrist. So the point, I'm going to go in this way now. We're going to go over, wiggle down, and then fuse. Again, making sure that your wand closes all the way. My fingers are a little further up to make sure that it closes all the way. Blink away if you need to. Don't pull your wand away. And you're good to go. Fusing just literally does this. Everything all of a sudden just makes complete sense in the world. Let's take that C10, put my spine right with the bond, like so. Take my blow tool, give that a couple puffs of air, and then we'll overlap on that inner corner. I get excited. I just love it. I just love these lashes. It's too good. So on your non-dominant eye, if you need help figuring out, make sure that you're overlapping halfway. If you need help with application is what I was going to say. Place this wand just basically on the bridge of your nose. Look down into your mirror and then just slide it up, or use this as more of like an anchor and a help for your wrist until you get it right where you want it. And then boom. Yeah. If you don't want that placement again, move it. I just wanted it in a little bit more, just a smidge more. Sorry. There we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yay. And then you're good to go. Perfect. And then I just send my little inner corner fuse. I never have product on my wand, only the tip. Oh, like this? It's because this is old, Julie. I'm 3 months in. I get me a new bond next week. Yeah, once this gets tackier, or I'm in and out because say I'm filming an application video, we go live 4 times a week. So just dipping this in and out a ton, eventually the product starts to get on the neck, but it is old. I suggest replacing your bonds every 3 to 6 months. I'm at the 3-month mark. It's time for it to go. So yeah, and I don't like to wipe it off with anything because then it gets stuck to the glue. So sometimes I do that. If it's on the neck note, the great thing about that is you can kind of just pop it out a little bit and then put a little bond on the spine and then close it right up instead of always taking it in and out. So that helps too. But yeah, it's okay if you don't have any on the neck. You just need a little bit of Whisper Light. Goes a long, long way, especially if you're dabbing with the precision. You don't want too much or it's going to start to do the opposite. You want to make sure it doesn't cake up too much or get too slick. So a little bit goes a long way for the Whisper Lights. And that is our map. So we have a C10, a Fluffy 12, 4 Fluffy 14s, and then a C12 on the end. Yay, amazing. So if you were to get the LED Control Kit, you would get everything that I showed you today. Amazing for travel. It lights up, and then you get to pick 4 cartridges of Gossamer. So, and I used what? 8 Fluffy 14s, 2 12s, 1 C10, 1 C. So you'd get multiple maps out of this. I like to wear my lashes personally for like 4 or 5 days, maybe 4. 4 is my sweet spot, so then I can change it for like the weekend. We have people that like to wear them for the full 10 days. My nurses and my doctors, they really like their daily lash, you know, they do their full shift in them, take it off, give their eyes a good scrub, put on a new map. So totally preference, totally up to you how long you'd like to wear the map and the lashes for. But with this bonding technique, I've gotten a week, no problem. I think a big part of that is my aftercare. So I'm not going to shower now for another 12 to 24 hours to make sure that the steam from the shower isn't going to, you know, cause the spines to lift or anything. When I'm showering, I use my Black Magic Cleansing Puff. Come here, Puff. Looks like so. And I use this to clean and really get in there, as opposed to taking hot water and splashing it on my face and causing the water to get up under the spines and possibly have them lift. You don't want that. And then just any oils, moisturizers, do my skincare routine. I do my serums. I'm just really making sure I'm not getting it on the eye. I still do an under eye cream and give that a nice dab. And then I prep, again, I take my pre-cleanse and our charcoal cotton swabs, and I dip that in there and I clean every morning to help with bacteria, any buildup, and to make sure that there's no oil or residue on my lids. So aftercare is huge. I sleep with a contoured pillow to make sure my neck is lifted and I'm not sleeping on my face. Gosh, what else? I think that's it. And then if I see any lifting or anything, just a daily fuse, just a nice go in, you know, oh, good morning in the morning, give this a nice fuse for about 10 seconds. That's really all that you need. Nothing more, nothing less. If one is lifting, just take your Whisper Light Clear. Don't take the lash off necessarily. If it's just lifting a little, you're just going to take your Whisper Light Clear and dab where it's lifting. Let it get tacky for 30 seconds, and then you'll go in and give that a little spot fuse, and you'll be good. So yeah, I think that's everything. Well, thank you guys so much. Go get your LED control kit. It has everything you need. Bond, wand, sealer, 4 cartridges of Gossamers, the charging cord, wandums to protect your fuse control wand, and then 8 cartridge storage underneath. It comes in a beautiful little drawstring bag too. Pop it right in your suitcase and you're good to go to travel. I bring mine in my carry-on all the time. It's amazing. Yeah. Come join us in the Lashify Life Facebook group. That's our amazing community where we all connect together. We share our lash maps, our tips and tricks, fun articles in there every week. It's an amazing resource to help you out with the Lashify Life. And yeah, I will be back on here tomorrow. We'll do a nice control kit, and I'll be here to answer any more tips or questions that you may have. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Tori, for